Okay, so if you're an artist or a songwriter, there is something you absolutely have to know. It's something that could literally define your entire financial future. And it's this. Every single song you create isn't just one thing, it's two. And believe me, understanding the difference between those two things is everything. So let's just cut to the chase and ask the big question. Who really owns your music? It sounds like a simple question, right? But the answer is way more complex than you'd think. And getting it wrong, well, it can cost you your career. And this is really the heart of it all. Every song has those two copyrights we were just talking about. The problem is, so many artists, especially when they're starting out, they only focus on one of them. And by doing that, they're not just risking a little bit of money, they're risking control, they're risking huge income streams, pretty much everything. So let's break this down.
All right, so let's name these two hidden copyrights. They're called publishing and masters. I want you to think of them as the twin pillars that your entire music career is built on, whether you realize it or not.
So, the first one is what we call publishing. This is the copyright for the song's actual composition. It's the intellectual property, The melody you hummed, the chords you figured out, the lyrics you wrote down on a napkin. The slide here puts it perfectly. It's the song's blueprint. It's the soul of the song, the core idea before you even hit record.
And if the publishing is the blueprint, then the master? Well, the master is the finished building. This is the copyright for that specific sound recording, the actual MP3 or WAV file. It's the version that people stream on Spotify, the one they hear in a movie. It's the final product, built from that original blueprint.
Okay, this table really breaks down the crucial differences. You can see the publishing right covers the composition, while the master covers the recording, but look at who owns it, and especially look at the duration. The publishing right, owned by the songwriter, lasts for your entire life, plus 70 years. The master right, often owned by the label, can be much, much shorter. That one little difference has massive financial implications for your future.
So you're probably wondering, okay, great, but how does this actually translate into money? Well, each of these copyrights generates its own totally separate stream of income. It's not one big pot of cash. Think of it more like two different rivers of revenue, both flowing from that one single song. Just look at how this works. When your song gets streamed, you get mechanical royalties for the songwriting, and you get streaming revenue for the recording. When it gets played on the radio, you get performance royalties. And here's the big one. When your song gets used in a movie or a TV show, that's called a sync, you get paid twice, a fee for using the composition and a whole separate fee for using that specific recording.
Let's just stop on that number for a second. 2. A single placement in a film triggers two separate payments. One check goes to whoever owns the publishing, and another check, which is often a lot bigger, goes to whoever owns the master. See the problem? If you don't control both, you are leaving a huge pile of money on the table.
And that right there, that dual income stream, is exactly why there's a constant fight for control in the music industry. It's not random. Labels, publishers, artists, everyone is strategically trying to own these rights because they know that ownership equals control and control equals profit.
And it's interesting because different players value them for different reasons. You see, record labels, they typically want the masters. Why? Because that's where the big immediate money is, from streaming, from those high-value sync deals. Publishers, though, they're playing the long game. They focus on the compositions because that's the asset that's going to generate slow, stable income for a century or even more.
I really want this to sink in. Knowing the difference between these two rights, it isn't just music industry trivia. It is your single greatest weapon when you walk into any negotiation. Whether you're talking to a label, a collaborator, a manager, this knowledge is your power. Okay, so you've got the theory down. But how do you actually put this into action? It's not enough to just understand this stuff. You've got to actively protect what's yours. So let's talk about an artist's toolkit.
Let's run through this. Number 1, register your songs. Sign up with a PRO, that's a performing rights organization like ASCAP or BMI, so they can collect your royalties. 2, guard your publishing like it's gold. It's your long-term retirement plan, so don't just give it away. 3, and this is a big one, fight to own your masters. If you absolutely can't, then negotiate to get them back after a few years. 4, use split sheets. Every time you write with someone, document who wrote what percentage. I know it's awkward, but it will save you so many headaches later. And finally, number 5, the golden rule. Learn all of this before you sign anything. Knowledge is your best defense.
Look, when it's all said and done, it boils down to this one simple truth. This isn't just about legal paperwork and contracts. Owning your copyrights, both of them, is the foundation of your financial freedom. It's what allows your music to start working for you instead of you always working for it.
So we're going to leave you with this. You have the blueprint now. You understand the 2 core assets you're creating every time you step into the studio. The only question left is, what are you going to build with it?